In the aftermath of UFC 317, the MMA world stood still as Ilia Topuria had just done the unthinkable, flatlining Charles Oliveira, Charles Bronx in the very first round, becoming the lineal featherweight as well as lightweight champion in one of the most coldest performances we've ever seen. No controversy, no debate, just pure calculated destruction. And so, as the dust settled, one question has echoed across every podcast, group chat, as well as barbershop debate in the mixed martial arts world. Who did it better? Was it Ilia Topuria, the undefeated phenom who's carved his way through two of the most dangerous divisions in the sport? Or was it the notorious one, Conor McGregor, the man who didn't just win, but changed the game entirely? This isn't just a comparison of records or highlight reels. It's a deeper look into legacy, impact, dominance, and the moments that have defined two generational talents. And, while choosing between them kind of feels like comparing fire to lightning, today we're doing exactly that. So, let's break it down. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 3,000 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Alright, so look, it's been the question that's gotten every MMA fan as well as their mother talking. And now that Ilia Topuria has just flatlined Charles Oliveira, Charles Bronx at UFC 317 and has become the 5th ever lineal champ across the featherweight and lightweight divisions, as well as the 10th ever double champion within two separate weight divisions. How does he stack up to the original two-division king, the notorious one, Conor McGregor? And, while I genuinely admire both of these guys equally, it's time that we break down and try to figure out who really did it better. Let's start off with the fighters themselves. Both Topuria as well as McGregor began their UFC careers in the featherweight division, and both made tsunami-like waves with dominant highlight reel performances. Conor McGregor's rise was beyond iconic. He debuted in the UFC in 2013 and steamrolled through Marcus Brimage and quickly racked up wins over names like Max Holloway, Diego Brando, as well as a Dustin the Diamond Poirier. But the real exclamation point, though, was the 13-second utter flatline over the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, a win that, till this day, is still arguably one of, if not the most shocking as well as legendary moments in all of mixed martial arts history. It wasn't just about the finish. It was about the buildup, the mental warfare, the swagger, as well as the precision. He said he knocked him out in the first round, and he knocked him out in the first round. He called his shot, and he absolutely delivered. That's some once-in-a-generational shit right there. Bar none. But then you have Ilia Topuria, and his rise, while a bit quieter at first, has become violently undeniable. He debuted in the UFC on short notice and beat Youssef Zalal, a win that's aged remarkably well, mind you. And, from there, he's knocked out Damian Jackson, knocked out Ryan Hall, and became the first man to beat as well as submit Bryce Mitchell. And then 50-45 to Josh Emmett in what was supposed to be his first real test in both his striking as well as cardio. And of course, we can't not forget about his recent 3-fight knockout streak over Alexander the Great Volkanovski, Max Bless Holloway, and now Charles Oliveira, Charles Bronx. This was borderline absurd, and no one's made this kind of climb with this level of dominance as well as composure before. And, unlike the notorious one, Ilia hasn't taken a step back. There was no DS-style hiccup, no learning curve at 170, and every test that they've thrown at him, he's passed with flying colors, and not to mention in brutal, violent fashion. But now, let's zoom into their lightweight leap, because this is where it really sets these greats apart from each other. I mean, when Conor McGregor moved up to the lightweight division, his first opponent was unexpectedly Nate Diaz on short notice. And even then, it wasn't even a lightweight fight because it took place at 170. That loss at UFC 196 was extremely massive at the time, and while Conor did show some true grit by bouncing back and winning their rematch, the reality is that his lightweight campaign kind of started with a bit of turbulence. I mean, his actual lightweight debut came months later against the champ at the time, Eddie Alvarez, where he delivered arguably the cleanest performance of not only his career, but of all time. But then, he vanished, Avatar The Last Airbender style. No title defense, no return to featherweight, and eventually, after a long layoff, he was submitted by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Conor McGregor had the highest of highs, but he never built a consistent run at 155 pounds. Ilia El Matador, on the other hand, no drama, no theatrics, and he didn't jump in for money fights or bounce between weight divisions without defending. He earned his rightful title shot at Charles Oliveira, Charles du Bronx, a former champion with one of the most dangerous finishing arsenals in all of mixed martial arts history, and he flatlined him in the very first round. There was no feeling out process, no learning curve. It was just a clean, cold, calculated execution of a top-tier opponent. That's the difference here. You know, Ilia Topuria's transition wasn't just flashy, it was effective as well as efficient. And he didn't just become a champ. He did it all without taking a single loss along the way. But of course, not everything is just about wins or belts. I mean, there are other variables at play here, and I'm talking about impact. And if we're being honest, this is kind of where Conor McGregor built his entire empire. I'm talking late 2014 through 2017. Conor McGregor wasn't just an MMA superstar, he was a worldwide phenomenon. He made mixed martial arts a must-watch sport, and every card that he headlined broke records. The weigh-ins felt like stadium-level concerts, and the press conferences were events in and of themselves. He predicted his knockouts, and he even made casual fans into believers. And, more importantly, he made fighters millions by lifting the tide for everyone around him. Ilia Topuria, on the other hand, is still in the midst of his incredible rise. And look, he ain't trying to be the loudest in the room or anything. He's building his brand through pure violence and bona fide results. And while he might not yet be drawing in notoriously level pay-per-view numbers, the aura he's developing is absolutely powerful. No glaze. I mean, the fans aren't showing up because of his witty snapbacks or his clever, smart remarks. They're showing up because they know someone's getting hurt. And that mystique, that's what matters. And, it's early, but the groundwork is still being laid for Ilia El Matador Topuria to take over the sport in a very different way. Perhaps an even more suitable way. Now, let's not overlook one last piece of this conversation, and that's legacy direction. I mean, after becoming double champion, Conor McGregor's trajectory got super chaotic. I mean, I'm talking about the boxing detours with Floyd Mayweather, the long layoffs, the legal issues, as well as the injuries. They all contributed to a fragmented second half of the Notorious's career. In contrast, though, Ilia El Matador Topuria's path forward looks insanely laser-focused, and he's undefeated, younger, and fresher. He's got less damage, less baggage, and seemingly a longer road ahead to build something historic. But for the daunting question, who did it better? Well, if we're talking about pure hype, cultural impact, as well as charisma and swagger, it's the Notorious one all day long. That run from Jose Aldo to Eddie Alvarez is one of the most electrifying and unforgettable stretches in combat sports history. He's the golden child of the fight game. This is his game, period. But if we're talking about execution, consistency, and just sheer dominance and a different type of swagger, Ilia Topuria's case is just so hard to deny. I mean, he did everything Conor did, but faster, cleaner, and without any type of stumbles. Not to mention, he's done it all while remaining undefeated and taking out some of the most dangerous fighters in both divisions. Conor McGregor broke the system, but Topuria might just perfect it. So, at the end of the day, maybe the better question isn't who did it better, but maybe is Ilia Topuria the evolution of what Conor McGregor started? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, we're watching something special. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your guys' thoughts on this debate on who did it better? Ilia Topuria or the notorious one, Conor McGregor? Let me know who your guys' pick is in the comment section below. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.